the weekend. You can find the full season schedule on our website. Do yourself a favor, go check it out. These women are no joke. They are just having the best time. Go see them. Also, we want to congratulate Sha'Carri Richardson, Melissa Jefferson, and Juanisha Terry, who all qualified for the women's 100 meters yesterday. They're going to Paris for the 2024 Summer Olympics. You made our head coach, Dennis Mitchell, proud. Have a great day. Take a little time to enjoy the view. See you tomorrow.
This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
State police are investigating a man's death in the town of Union. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. The Maine State Ferry Service has been canceling dozens of trips, leaving lots of travelers stranded. We'll take a look at what they're doing to keep on schedule. And we'll go oyster harvesting along the coast in Bar Harbor to learn more about this growing industry. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Monday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Renewal by Andersen. We invite you to give us a call regarding your project and experience the Renewal by Andersen difference. Small craft advisory remains posted along the coast until later this evening at around 8 p.m. due to active surf that we're currently experiencing along the coast. At this time, gusty winds not helping that out at all. We had fog earlier this morning. We had a little bit left over as of last checked earlier this morning as well. But now things are really improving as the focus now turns to showers that are developing out there now, especially across the northern parts of the state. We'll get some showers and storms developing overhead for us during the daytime period today, so be noteful of that during the afternoon period. Zooming things out, not much lightning with this right now. This part here is going to be tracking more to the south and east. We'll get some daytime heating going to allow more shower and storm development as we do move forward. So futurecast showing more showers and storms that will be possible today, lingering into the overnight period. But as we head towards the Tuesday, that's when things will begin to improve. A little bit of wind out there to watch out for as well at around 5 to 10 miles per hour on land, but higher gusts possible offshore as well. But later on tonight, that's when things will begin to calm down. For today, scattered showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 70s, and the northeast wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Higher gusts as you get closer toward the coast. Alrighty, that hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period showing some showers and storms on the way. Temperatures overall in the 60s and 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. State police are investigating a man's death in the town of Union. His body was found Saturday morning in a home on Route 17. According to the Courier-Gazette, evidence technicians spent the day investigating the case, and they're now waiting on autopsy results to learn more. Officials confirm the death is under investigation, but say there is no danger to the public. A Casco man has died after losing control of his car and crashing into the woods on Saturday. The Cumberland County Sheriff's Office says they responded to the Poland Spring Road in Casco for a single vehicle crash at around 4:12 p.m. An investigation showed that 38-year-old Robert Stitham failed to negotiate a curve, almost hit another vehicle, and crashed into the woods. The Sheriff's Office says that Stitham was properly seatbelted during the crash but suffered fatal injuries. Cumberland County Sheriff says speed and alcohol were determined to be factors in the crash. A convicted drug trafficker will spend 4 years in prison after police found him with a firearm and drugs during a traffic stop. 37-year-old Andrew Blaze of Bangor was sentenced in U.S. District Court in Bangor on Friday. In March, he pleaded guilty to being a prohibited person in possession of a firearm and ammunition and possessing controlled substances with the intent to distribute them. According to court records, Bangor police observed drug paraphernalia in open view in his vehicle and recovered bundles of cash. Blaze also had a loaded handgun on him. Records indicate a further search at the Penobscot County Jail revealed 38 individual bags containing fentanyl concealed under his clothing. Blaze was prohibited from possessing a firearm because of a previous felony drug conviction. Residents on the island town of Vinalhaven say they're frustrated following recent cancellations of ferry trips to and from the mainland. David Ledford took the ride out to the island to see what residents are saying and see what state is doing to resolve the problem.
If I don't have that basic service, I can't survive here. Over the past couple of months, the Maine State Ferry Service has canceled dozens of trips on its Vinyl Haven route.
This is a really serious problem out here.
Those we spoke with in Vinyl Haven say they rely on the ferry because it's the only consistent way to get on and off the island, which is why trip cancellations can lead to issues in their everyday lives.
If the groceries don't come in on time, I don't get the foods I need.
We have medical appointments, we have events, we have businesses to run.
Maine DOT Representative Paul Merrill says Vinyl Haven is impacted more than other islands the ferry serves because of staffing issues.
Vinyl Haven has 2 fully crewed vessels that serve it. When we get to a point where staffing becomes a challenge and we need to cancel a run, we go down to 1 boat.
Merrill says the rest of the routes are making 98% of their scheduled runs. In the short term, the ferry service will be using a staffing agency to help meet the Coast Guard's federal safety regulations for staffing.
By no means is anybody completely cut off because of these disruptions, but it is disruptive, it is impactful. We're working to try to explore multiple options.
However, business owners are concerned that their summer revenue will be impacted by further cancellations.
We have people coming who have made arrangements beforehand to spend the night, and if the ferries aren't running, they won't be here.
Long-term, Merrill says the DOT is looking to hire more permanent crew. And Merrill says the Mills administration has worked to raise wages in recent years, but further increases would likely mean a rise in ferry rates, as 50% of operations are funded through customer fares. In Vinyl Haven, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Skowhegan plans to hold a special town meeting this week to take another vote on the town budget. Officials say there was a typo in the budget that was approved earlier this month, and it needs to be corrected before moving forward. The official number is about $158,000 more than the budget, which was approved. The special meeting will take place Tuesday at 5 o'clock in the Skowhegan Municipal Building. The weather did not stop hundreds of people from running in the inaugural Great Bangor Marathon on Sunday. It has been nearly 20 years since the city of Bangor held a marathon, not since the Paul Bunyan Marathon in 2006. 300 people came out to race along this Boston-certified USA track and field sanctioned course. Runners came from all over the world.
It was pretty good. I got lost on part of the course, but other than that, it was nice.
I'm from Baltimore, so I left 98 degrees to come up here, so this was perfect weather.
People come from 33 different states, 4 countries to our city, Bangor, Maine. I think it is a great, great opportunity for our tourism and also for the economy here. So we're excited what the future holds.
5-year-old Hannah Kirshner of Orono won the women's division, and John Ignazak of New Jersey won the men's. The marathon directors say that those that participated could qualify for some of the top marathons in the world. They hope to make this a long-standing tradition for the city of Bangor. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, Dover Foxcroft will be transforming their streets into a public art space. We've got details when we return.
Your local professional eco-friendly office space partner is WVII Business Solutions, your one-stop shop to get the job done. Handling all your office furniture and printing machine needs at an affordable price. Offering full system integration into your workplace and local service on everything we sell. We can even remote monitor your system with just-in-time inventory and service need assessments. Little to no downtime gives you peace of mind. At WVII Business Solutions, your solution is only an email or a phone call away.
Irish Collision Center is dedicated to quality collision repairs. Quality means Irish Collision Center stands by their work. Quality means they'll provide a written work guarantee for as long as you own your vehicle. Quality means a fast turnaround. Whether it's a fender bender or major repairs, Irish Collision Center is your collision specialist, and they're easy to find within 2 miles of exit 157. Schedule your free estimate today. Irish Collision Center, Maine's #1 choice for quality.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider. So switch to Spectrum and get a powerful network that connects nearly 500 million devices.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with free modem, no data caps, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee when you level up to a gig. Call 1-855-735-1336 or scan to call.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming with the most reliable internet speeds. Get a powerful network that millions of customers rely on. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with 99.9% network reliability, no added taxes or hidden fees, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee. Call 1-855-735-1336.
Call now.
When it comes to the whole home heat pump rebates from Efficiency Maine, there's money on the table for everyone, and the experts at Valley Home Services are here to help you get your share. Even if you received a rebate in the past, you can still take advantage of this program with a new Fujitsu heat pump for your whole house. And no matter your income, there's a rebate for you. Let the folks at Valley Home Services lay out a Fujitsu heat pump plan for you so you can start saving on heating and cooling for your home. Don't leave money on the table. Call Valley Home Services today and get your rebate instantly.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Bangor's 32nd Annual Pride Parade and Festival returned downtown Saturday. Callie Warren takes us to the streets for a closer look.
Thousands packed the streets of downtown Bangor on Saturday, all to celebrate their pride.
Happy Pride!
The theme for this year was Together We Grow.
Pride is really a time for all of us to come together and be ourselves and celebrate love with each other and grow together.
Many dressed in bright rainbow hues to celebrate growth and pride.
And so I made this. It was a little something because they were like, we all grow together.
A parade through downtown Bangor dazzled with vibrant floats and live performances. And over 100 small businesses and companies hosted booths at West Market Square during the Pride Festival.
It just fills my heart. Everyone is so inclusive and it's just so welcoming here and I love it.
Members of Bangor's LGBTQ+ community say the event makes them feel both recognized and included.
It's just amazing to see that so many people are part of this community and support this community.
In Bangor,
Happy Pride, Bangor!
Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The folks at the Bangor Elks Lodge were over at the Hannaford and Brewer picking up some much-needed food for a community donation Friday. A grant called the Gratitude Grant was given to them for $3,000 to be passed on to a group in need. After a poll, it was decided to work through a partnership with Hannaford and Brewer to donate food to the Burlington Food Pantry. The Elks say it is part of their mission to serve the community.
When I see all the smiles on people's faces, you know, it just warms the heart. It always does, yep.
By 4 or 5 grants per year, they plan to serve 3 more community churches with large donations in the near future. The Belfast Area High School offers an immersive experience for students interested in aquaculture. They're hoping to expand so more area kids can dive deep into learning. Callie Warren takes us to the Belfast Marine Institute.
Belfast Area High School students are located close to the coast, and instructors at the school have worked hard to make sure students have opportunities on and off the shore.
They build the big fish pens. Here we're doing water quality tests.
The Belfast Marine Institute, or BMI, offers programs for students to learn the ins and outs of aquaculture.
And students are involved from the very beginning all the way to the very end, and that's what we find the most powerful.
An effort by educators and administrators could bring the ocean to students all across Waldo County.
We're hoping to collaborate with our local CTE program, Waldo County Technical Center, to offer a CTE satellite program in aquaculture here at Belfast Area High School.
The Waldo County Technical Center School Board approved the BMI to move forward with applying for a satellite program. Administrators will know in 6 to 8 months if they've been approved for more students to take the plunge into aquaculture. The Marine Institute hasn't been around long.
Really and truly, we've come so far in just 2 years.
but it's grown exponentially to include kelp farming opportunities and
then they start growing.
A wet lab for water testing. Instructors say the floating classroom doesn't just prepare students for a career in aquaculture, it empowers them to broaden their horizons and build on their skill sets.
That's what I find the beauty of this institute is that it appeals or can appeal to just about any level of kid interest, any ability level.
In Belfast, Callie Warren, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The streets and sidewalks of Dover Foxcroft will be alive with activity next weekend. Just a week after the Whoopie Pie Festival, East Main Street will transform into vibrant canvas for a first-of-its-kind event that combines art and history. People of all ages are invited to unleash their inner artists for the Chalk Walk, where anyone can put their designs on the pavement. Organizers say it doesn't end there. The Chalk Walk will also have historical tours and live demonstrations lining the streets.
Ice Dance International is putting down synthetic ice to have students from the Bangor, Dover, Foxcroft area come and show how to ice skate on synthetic ice in the summer. We have a potter from Roseline Pottery. There will be a broom maker. She makes fantastic, beautiful brooms.
You can also check out a quilting demo, live music at the Center Theater, and find yarn spun from bunnies. Organizers say the aim of the event is to get more people outside following the pandemic.
The pandemic was hard on everybody. This is a way for us to get people out and doing things as well. We just want to be part of the answer to getting people back out and acting like a total community together.
The Chalk Walk will run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on June 29th. To learn more, visit our website. Is known for its rich ocean waters. They provide delicacies that are known all around the world. Oysters are one of those things, but their value goes beyond that of just their appealing taste. Emma Smith has more.
Harvested out of the Mount Desert Narrows in Bar Harbor off of Thomas Island, Bar Harbor blondes are known and loved for their briny, buttery, sweet, and savory taste. But what makes these oysters, or any oyster for that matter, so special?
Each oyster is really tastes like the body of water in which it lives. The French word for that is miroir, so the flavor of the sea.
And there's a reason for that. As Fogg told me, an adult oyster can filter up to 50 gallons of water a day.
They're very much what they eat. So we're eating the natural phytoplankton and algae and things that are in the water when we eat the oyster.
So, not only does that make them beneficial to the waters they live in, but they are also a sustainable product that are seriously nutritious.
They yield a really high amount of protein and zinc and all kinds of minerals that you actually don't get from other things. So they're a superfood that we do very little as far as like feeding. They take very little energy to go into them.
However, Fogg says there are changes on the horizon.
The Gulf of Maine is warming faster than any body of water on the planet. It could mean many things from different biotoxins or bacteria in the water, which could offer real challenges. It could also mean a shorter grow out. So right now all of our oysters are 3 years old. We might end up having a 2-year oyster that goes to market.
Oysters and their much loved miroir are dependent on their environment, but they're also a sustainable good neighbor. So it's a win-win for not only farmers, but everyone.
So one of the best ways for us to be combating the climate change we're seeing is actually to continue to grow shellfish and bivalves.
In Bar Harbor, I'm Emma Smith for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
After the break, 2 years after the decision by the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade, the issue of abortion is still an important one for voters. We'll take a look at how the candidates are preparing to use it in the upcoming debate when we return.
From a humble horse and buggy beginning over 100 years ago to a fleet of modern deluxe motor coaches today, Sear North Star Tours wants to take you places. In Maine, throughout the United States, and abroad, we offer tours and day trips to suit everyone's interests and passions. Cherry blossoms in the spring, Prince Edward Island in the summer, trips to the city, trips to the shore, culture, history, music, and more. Sear North Star Tours. Where can we take you?
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC7. Here's this week's featured deal.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
On sale Thursday at 9 a.m. A limited supply available, half-off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This local business would like to wish you a happy Independence Day, along with safe and fun celebrations all summer long.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
Hi, I'm Barry Gass, and my grandfather started Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear right here in Orono in 1911. Just after World War II, my father ran the business for decades. Now, with my wife and wonderful staff, we are continuing the tradition of bringing the American West to Maine. Our authentic Western boots are handcrafted for comfort, style, work, and casual wear. Saddle up with our premium selection of top quality saddles. Top it off with the perfect hat from classic to modern ranch. Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
On Sunday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he would only be willing to agree to a partial ceasefire deal that would not end the war in Gaza. Netanyahu said more IDF troops will soon be sent to Israel's northern border with Lebanon, where forces have been fighting off almost daily attacks from Hezbollah. Hezbollah says it will not stop fighting Israel until a ceasefire deal in Gaza is confirmed. Meanwhile, a top U.S. military officer warned that any Israeli military offensive into Lebanon would risk an Iranian response in defense of the powerful Hezbollah militant group there. That could trigger a broader war that would put the U.S. forces in the region in danger. Today is the second anniversary of the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, ending the constitutional right to an abortion. It's one of the biggest issues on the ballot in November and likely a major topic in this week's presidential debate. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington.
The Biden campaign continues to use the decision to rally support ahead of November. Over the weekend, former President Trump once again taking credit for helping overturn Roe. This morning, the second anniversary of the landmark decision overturning Roe v. Wade. The ruling leading to abortion restrictions of some kind in 21 states. Today, dozens of events across the country, including a protest outside the Supreme Court by abortion rights activists. The Biden campaign planning more than a dozen events of its own, including in swing states Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania.
If we have the trifecta, the House, the Senate, and the White House, then we are going to make Roe versus Wade law of the land again.
Abortion rights is a major issue for voters in November. It's on the ballot in at least 4 states. Over the weekend, former President Trump taking credit for appointing 3 of the justices who helped overturn Roe.
Thanks to these justices, we have also achieved what the pro-life movement fought to get for 49 years, and we've gotten abortion out of the federal government and back to the states.
Trump saying some states will be more conservative than others. The anniversary comes more than a week after the Supreme Court rejected a challenge to mifepristone, keeping the abortion drug available for women to use under current FDA guidelines. And the Supreme Court could rule this week on another case about abortion rights. It's about whether a federal law on emergency care protects access to abortion at hospitals when a woman's life is at risk. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Another scare in the skies aboard a Boeing jet. A Virgin Atlantic flight to San Francisco from London had to turn back and make a landing after a windscreen on the jet cracked while the plane was at 40,000 feet. This happened about 3 hours after the plane took off from London on May 27th. The plane was between Greenland and Iceland at that point. Boeing has been under increased public scrutiny since January 5th after a door panel blew off a Boeing 737 MAX 9 shortly after taking off from Portland International Airport. Numerous other high-profile incidents have been reported on Boeing planes since January. When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Yum, chicken parm? With our Purdue chicken. No antibiotics ever. And is that homemade marinara?
Like those yahoos deserve it. Delicious chicken they may or may not deserve. Purdue.
Orono is more than just a college town. It's an affordable destination. Welcome to the Orono Arcade, where we have both modern and retro games. And for a new experience, check out our 9-hole blacklight mini golf course. Budget friendly, fun for the whole family, with 13 restaurants within walking distance. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
When R&K Variety in Hamden wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store, offering fresh cooked meals that don't break the bank, gasoline for your mean machines, or beer and wine so your night is fine. Stop by today.
Dine on the deck with a delicious view at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub. Experience outdoor dining at its finest. Open Tuesday through Sunday with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Dining on the deck at Ryan's Pub is an unforgettable culinary experience you'll want to share with your family and friends. We are pet-friendly, so your furry friends are always welcome to join you at your table. Your next visit to the Lucerne Inn will feel like the first, all over again.
Adding comfort and beauty to your home for less is as easy as 1, 2, 3. During Renewal by Anderson's Easy 3Z replacement window event, the time to act is now, because Renewal by Anderson is making it easy and affordable with huge discounts on our exclusive custom replacement windows and our doors, along with special financing options so affordable you won't want to miss out on this event. And to top it all off, professional installation by our certified master installers is always included. Like we said, Easy 3Z. Call today.
Welcome back. More steps a day keeps the doctors away. Research shows that while working may have benefits to your body and your brain, ABC's WVII has more.
A study from the Mayo Clinic showed that having an active workstation like a standing desk, walking pad, or stair stepper improves your physical health and your brain function. Not only if you walk or climb stairs, but even simply standing while working shows better reasoning skills, short-term memory, and concentration without significant change to fine motor skills like typing. Americans spend nearly 90% of time at work sitting, and sitting is associated with major health risks, including heart disease, diabetes, back pain, cancer, and death. This could be an easy way to improve your health. There were 44 people in the study, most of them women around the age of 35 and in good health. If you don't have a standing desk yet, take a walking or a standing break while at work. Your brain will thank you for it. With this Medical Minute, I'm WVII.
Let's check in with Devin Biggs and find out how long this rain is sticking around. Devin?
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by the Furniture Gallery. Make your house a home and shop for all your living room needs at the Furniture Gallery. The Furniture Gallery is a Maine family-owned company with locations in Augusta, Bangor, Newport, and Windham. Let's get into things here. Small crowd advisory along the coast. This remains up courtesy of gusty winds along the coast until 8 p.m. this evening. That's when things will start to calm down, and they'll allow this advisory to expire or extend it if need be. But 4 to 8 foot wave heights being noted closer toward land right now. That's why those advisories are up. And even 9 foot wave heights being noted further out towards sea as well. The fog has gotten out of here too, so the focus now turning to the showers that are developing across the northern parts of the state. And we'll watch for showers and storms overhead for us coming up later on today as well, courtesy of this area low pressure that will be tracking off towards the south and east. This main action here won't get us. There'll be some more afternoon development that'll greet us courtesy of some of that daytime heating. So future cast here, we have those showers and storms that will be developing during the the afternoon period today, so keep an eye on that. Locally heavy downpours possible in some spots too. This continues overnight into parts of Tuesday morning. Notice we get this out of here pretty quickly. So Tuesday, most of us seeing a lot of sunshine, maybe some clouds as you get closer toward the Washington County area. But notice how this really gets out of here pretty quickly until more clouds approach as we head towards Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Maybe a slight chance for a shower early Wednesday morning as well that we'll need to watch out for it. But then Wednesday, looking pretty good overall for the time being. But this may be overdoing it just a little bit, though. But locally heavy downpours cannot be ruled out, where maybe some areas could see up to an inch or maybe a little bit more at times, though. But other areas may not see much at all. So it's going to be very hit and miss with regards to the rainfall with regards to wherever those heavy downpours take place. But meanwhile, though, we may have a little bit of moisture to work with. Dew points will be coming down later today as the atmosphere rains itself out. It'll increase a little bit more as we head towards your Wednesday and possibly as we head towards your Saturday as well. We'll need to keep an eye on that. So otherwise, the forecast for today, scattered showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 70s and a northeast wind getting up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour at times. Higher gusts expected along the coast. We'll have temperatures in the upper 50s tonight, more scattered showers and thunderstorms, and that north wind picking up at times to around 20 miles per hour. As we head towards tomorrow, looking pretty good. Lots of sunshine, temperatures warming up a bit more into the middle 80s, north wind gusting up to around 20 miles per hour at times. All right, let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by the Furniture Gallery. There's a slight chance for a shower or two on Wednesday, otherwise partly cloudy with highs in the mid-80s. We'll have temperatures in the mid-70s Thursday with a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Partly cloudy Friday with highs in the mid-70s.
Thank you, Devin. An 8-year-old Pekingese named Wild Thing is now the top dog at the annual World's Ugliest Dog contest at the Sonoma Marin Fair in California. He had finished second place 3 times in the past, but this year took home the gold. The contest has been a highlight of the fair for almost 50 years and promotes adopting dogs from shelters instead of breeders, especially senior dogs. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing,